This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Work can be a little weird. Cringy training seminars, coworkers who won't stop talking about their plant, forgetting the mute button at an inopportune moment. We have to deal with a lot on any given workday. Sometimes it can feel hard to thrive and move forward in your career. Well, that's where LinkedIn comes in. LinkedIn helps you get ideas and insights from experts in your field, connect with people professionally, grow your network, and access tools designed to help you find the right fit for your next role. Whether you're just getting started, figuring out your next move, or looking to accelerate your career, LinkedIn is built to support you at every stage because LinkedIn is the network that works for you. Visit linkedin.com/knowstuff to learn more. Stuff at Sea is a 5-night adults-only sailing trip that brings the Stuff podcast universe to life on board. This voyage is a culture-soaked escape where pink sand paradise meets curious minds. Sailing round trip from New York City to Bermuda on October 2nd to 7th, 2026, this voyage drops you straight into the iHeart Podcast Stuff universe. On top of the adults-only experience you already love, you'll get live podcast episode recordings, behind-the-scenes sessions, themed activations, and more unmissable onboard moments. Learn more at virginvoyages.com/stuff.
Hi, everybody. This is Charles W. Chuck Bryant. It is Saturday, and that means it's time for my weekly Selects episode pick. I went through the archives, and I found this gem from April 14th, 2015, How Slinky Works. I'm a big fan of our Classic Toys episode, and this is one of them. And the great thing about a Slinky, everyone, is it spans generations. There's just something about this dumb little toy that kids enjoyed for decades, including my own daughter who has her own Slinky and loves it. So everyone please listen right now to How Slinky Works. Not Slinkies, Slinky.
Welcome to Stuff You Should Know, a production of iHeartRadio.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark. There's Charles W. Chuck Bryant. And there's Jerry over there. And this is Stuff You Should Know. Projecting from Studio 1A.
Just us. It's not us on stage in front of hundreds of adoring fans.
I know, I feel all listless.
We just got back from our tour, and now it's just us again.
Yeah, there's a paper IKEA lamp with a dimmer that makes it turn into a strobe light, even though it's not supposed to. And
yeah, it's
there's a toolbox over there. That's it.
It's a lot more fun to do this on stage in front of people, as it turns out.
I think we should do it again because the West Coast tour was pretty fun.
Yeah, so keep your eyes peeled. Perhaps Philly, D.C., New York, and Boston.
Don't literally peel your eyes, though.
And perhaps Chapel Hill.
Oh, man.
We can't announce anything yet, but we're just teasing with those cities that we'll be in June.
Yeah. We're actually going to Providence.
Are we?
But no.
Oh.
Just kidding.
There were like 10 people in Providence going, yeah. Oh, man. I got to go to Boston again.
So how you doing? You still jet lagged?
I have recovered somewhat. I have to say that the city of Seattle is a place I could live.
It's beautiful.
Except for the weather. Like, we had it good, and it's easy to fall in love with a place if you're there for, like, a great weekend.
Right.
Because it was beautiful and everyone was out.
It was gorgeous.
But I told Emily, she was all fired up, too. It's like, 9 months out of the year, it's pretty depressing here with the weather.
Bleak.
And I think you're just used to it if you live out there.
I guess.
You're hardy.
Everybody seemed to have their spirits up, though. Maybe it was the weather. I assumed it was because we were in town. But now that I think about it, it could have definitely been the weather.
Well, Portland fans stood in line in the rain, and I felt all bad. But then I was like, they stand in line in the rain all the time for everything.
Gas, donuts, what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks to everyone who came out. It was so fun.
Yes, L.A., San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, from both of us. From Jerry, too.
Yeah.
From everybody. A heartfelt, hearty thank you.
Jerry was a regular hot shot.
With W's. So, Chuck.
Yes.
Did you ever have a Slinky when you were a kid?
Sure.
I feel like I played with them. I definitely played with them. I don't remember actually owning a Slinky at any point.
You leased yours?
It was just kind of one of those things that was like always around. There was always a Slinky. You could get your hands on a Slinky.
But you don't remember getting a Slinky.
Right.
And saying, this is my Slinky.
Or going to the toy store and saying like, I want a Slinky.
Right.
But I did love Slinkies whenever I played with them.
Yeah.
It turns out I was just one of many, many children over the last 60, 70 years that have loved Slinky.
I was frustrated by my Slinky a bit because I
get your hair
I never had stairs that it worked well on. You know, you got to have the right
size. I thought you were going to say
stair.
I never had stairs. Like, yeah, I'll bet you're frustrated with Slinky.
No, I had stairs going up to my room, but it was, you know, if you don't have the right height and depth of stair, it just stops.
Yeah.
And then you got to do it again.
Were they for like really long feet? Were they wide stairs, or were they really tall, or what was the deal?
I don't know. I felt like they were standard stairs.
Huh.
And
Slinky
then
just didn't like them.
well, it would get all. I had the metal ones. It would get all. You know how they would tend to get tangled.
Yeah.
That was sort of the hallmark of the metal Slinky.
And again, like people's hair would get caught in that. And now that I'm an adult and looking back, I'm like, how did anybody's hair get caught in the Slinky? What was the deal? But when it happened, it hurt.
I think kids would like wrap Slinkies around each other. I remember using Slinky like as rope, like handcuffs.
Oh, yeah.
Like you'd wrap it around your friend and then sort of just latch it, and you'd be like, "Oh, I'm in a Slinky jail."
Right.
Yeah.
Or like attaching a knife to one end and like
Yeah.
just jabbing it towards somebody.
That was fun.
There's this guy on YouTube. Well, there's a YouTube video of a guy called Slinky Master.
Oh, boy.
And he is good. He's just like basically like moving it from one hand to another, making it do all this awesome stuff in the middle.
Wow.
And it's a rainbow Slinky, and I think it might be like glow in the dark too.
Holy cow.
But he is pretty good. I say go check it out.
I definitely want to check that out.
Oh, and actually, we have a new thing on our website, on our podcast pages. So like the page where you can go listen to any podcast on our site. Mm-hmm. There's now an additional links section where it has stuff that we talk about. It links out to articles that we use for extra research.
Yeah.
There'll be on the Slinky episode podcast page a link to that Slinky Master.
Oh.
So you don't even need to Google that. You just basically make stuff you should know on your homepage, and we can take care of it for you.
Yeah, and we're bringing back transcriptions, right?
Yep.
Which we are super happy about because we used to have transcriptions for our friends in the deaf and hard of hearing community, and then we didn't do it for a while, and they were like, "What gives, jerks?"
Yeah.
And so we've been working to get those back, and I think they're going to be back now.
Yep.
So that's Slinkies.
Good night, everyone.
Oh, wait, we didn't start yet.
So I had no idea while I was watching people get their hair caught in Slinkies or playing with them in general that they had a kind of a pretty neat history until I ran across this article from Pricenomics written by a dude named Zachary Crockett.
Yeah, big thanks.
This is a good article.
It is.
It's called The Invention of the Slinky, and in it, Crockett starts at a pretty reasonable place. The birth of the inventor of Slinky, Richard Thompson James.
Rick James invented the Slinky.
Right.
I don't think he went by Rick.
No, he went by Mr. James.
Right.
Inventor of Slinky.
Yes, he was born in 1914 in Delaware, and apparently his brother Samuel said that he was always a pretty enterprising, mechanically oriented type of kid because he had this one story about when he was like 13, he found an old car and literally like fixed the car up well enough to sell it.
Yeah, it had like mice running around living in it. And he sold it for $25, which I went to West Egg and converted that $337 in 2014 money.
Not bad for a 13-year-old kid.
No way. I mean, that's...
Yeah, but it was a car. Whoever bought it got a good deal. That's
for
all
sure.
I'm saying.
But, I mean, he probably didn't get rid of the mice. He just got the thing to run again.
Yeah, plus it wasn't his car anyway. He just took it.
Exactly.
Fixed it up.
Yeah. It was the mice's car.
So in the 1930s, he went to Penn State and did study mechanical engineering.
Yeah, he was just a tinkerer, so it made a lot of sense.
Yeah. I find that often when people, like you research the people who invented, like, a circuit board for an amp or something. It seems like that starts when you're very, very young.
Right.
Just interest in that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like you don't get into mechanical engineering in your 20s.
No.
You know?
Like you ditch psychology for a mechanical engineering degree.
Yeah, my brother went the other way. He was an aerospace engineering major, and he switched to psychology.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he wanted to be an astronaut.
Oh, that's awesome.
But not like a 6-year-old. He was like
he was
an
gonna
adult
do it. Yeah.
that wanted to be an astronaut.
Right.
He
Like
wanted to be a cowboy, too.
The cowboys who grew up to actually be cowboys.
So anyway, he got a mechanical engineering degree and then started work as a naval engineer,
Yeah, because
which makes sense.
it was World War II.
So that's what you did.
Yeah, he had to go fight Hitler. So he did. He fought it from behind a desk because they're like, you're a mechanical engineer.
Yeah.
You just sit here and figure out how you can make our weapons of war better.
Exactly.
And he was actually working on something that used springs, something that basically kept some sort of electronics on battleships. I think it had to do with the measuring horsepower.
Yeah, it was a horsepower meter that I guess if you're in rough waves, it would mess with the meter.
Yeah, and you didn't want it rocking all over the place, so
Yeah.
you would use springs to keep it intact or keep it from moving around too much, right?
Yeah.
So while he was tinkering around with one of this, he quite by accident knocked over some stuff. I don't think it was in a fit of rage.
No.
It was accidental.
Yeah.
And one of the things he knocked over included a spring. And he watched the spring fall off the shelf in a nice, graceful arc, hit a book, go over from the book onto the desk, and then from the desk onto the floor in this nice arching manner.
And he went,
Yeah, exactly. And he said, let's try that again.
Yeah,
He was apparently captivated by it.
it's pretty neat. Like, this is literally one of those toys you can trace back to one of those silly fluke moments.
Like the microwave.
Was that the same thing?
He was, yeah.
What was it again?
There was oh man, I can't remember what the actual thing that makes the microwave
Yeah.
was discovered by accident that
The
it
flux
had
capacitor?
it had these properties that, like a guy had a chocolate bar in his shirt.
That's
Percy
right.
Spencer,
And it melted it.
Melted. He's like, wait a minute. So of course he logically
Yeah.
ran and grabbed some popcorn and saw that happened, and then the microwave was born.
Yeah, I think Slinky is actually the only place it's on our website is one of those our top 10 accidental inventions or something.
Yeah, and I'll bet microwaves are in there too.
I'm sure it is. So basically, you're right. The light bulb went off over his head, and he went home and told his lovely wife, Betty.
Betty.
So, Betty, I think I've got something here, and I just need to figure out how to make it to where it keeps doing this thing.
I'm going to try.
Because you can't just get any spring and throw it on a step.
No, you can't. There's all sorts of different kinds of springs, it turns out, you know? Like there's a tension spring
Sure.
that they use on mouse traps.
Yeah.
And then there's the Slinky spring.
Yeah.
But no, the Slinky spring is this super refined type of spring that was designed over the course of a year through trial and error to have just the right tension, just the right shape, just the right size of the coils, just the right everything, so that it really accentuated that graceful flow, that arcing flow that it has.
Yeah.
That makes it the Slinky. And it took him like a year of tinkering with all these different tensions and types of materials before he finally hit upon it.
Yeah, and I think he settled on a .0575 inch in diameter high carbon steel. The original Slinkies were black metal, which was kind of cool looking. By the time like we were kids, I think they just they had the
Shiny
silvery ones, and then of course we'll get to the plastic that came along later too. But the first ones were black, and it demonstrates a property in physics called Hooke's Law.
So I ran across this like super hardcore physics forum where
Yeah.
somebody posted that. They were talking about the physics of Slinky, and somebody's like, seems like Hooke's Law is a good place to start. And they got piled on.
Oh, really?
They said that Hooke's Law has to do with the amount of force a spring exerts on something it's attached to. So I think with Hooke's Law, if it does apply, what you're talking about is the force being transferred from one end of the Slinky to the other. And that as the momentum at the front of the Slinky goes downward,
Yeah.
that same amount is transferred to the back and it's pulled forward, and it just keeps going end over end. So I don't know if Hooke's Law does apply or not, but if it does, that's my understanding of how it would apply.
Yeah, the one definition I saw was that it basically means a spring will return to its original shape once the load is removed.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? But there's another thing, at least one other thing going on with the Slinky, and that is that it goes along a longitudinal wave. So just like a sound wave,
Right.
basically a Slinky is a sound wave slowed down, or the same type of wave as a sound wave, and it's slowed down, and as the Slinky's moving, on a molecular level, molecule to molecule is pushing the ones in front of it forward, and then the whole thing starts over again once it reaches equilibrium.
That sounds like a great explanation to me.
Yes, no, that's not right. It avoids equilibrium. Once it hits equilibrium, it stops.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But the whole thing starts with the Slinky just sitting there at the top of the step, and what it has there is potential energy. It's stored.
Yeah, you got to move it to get that kinetic energy going.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I just remember staring at it.
Do you?
It's like it's not doing nothing.
This is where Slinky and our ESP episodes collide.
How's that?
You're just staring at Slinky, willing it to move.
Oh, gotcha. All right, so he comes up with this little Slinky. It works like a charm, his little prototype. He does the smart thing, which is if you want to find out if kids actually will enjoy it, he got the neighborhood together and gave it to some kids, and they went nuts. They were like, this thing is amazing.
Yeah. Like,
so
hey,
he knew
you
he's
kids,
onto something.
Stop hitting that other kid with those sticks and come over and play with this toy that I came up with. Let me know what you think.
And they wrapped up that kid in the spring, got it caught in that kid's hair.
Yeah.
Said, this is perfect.
He's like, this is gangbusters. And I mean, like, he saw from that very early back of the envelope market research that he did with the neighborhood kids, it made him a believer.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he saw that kids really were into this thing. And I got the impression that at no point was he like, this thing is amazing, it's supernatural. He's like, it's really cool, it's a spring, it's physics, but it just looks really neat, and it is somehow weirdly captivating.
Yeah, I think they say that 1 in 1,000 toys hits it big.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so, I mean, there are toy inventors that labor for their entire lives and never hit on something like the Slinky. I mean, it's one of the top 10 toys in history.
When they get frustrated,
it's just a little spring.
They go, Slinky!
So Betty, his wife, wasn't super, she was a little skeptical at first.
Which we'll learn later is pretty ironic.
Very ironic. And he actually tasked her with naming it, though, and she is the one that found the word Slinky in the dictionary.
Yeah, apparently she spent like several weeks looking for just the right word.
Well, I mean, what else was she doing? Raising 6 kids?
Right, exactly. She had a lot of downtime.
So right after this break, we will talk a little bit about how it went from just a garage neighborhood idea to one of the biggest selling toys ever. Hey everybody, I want to talk to you a little bit about Tide Evo because it represents over 10 years of innovation and product development. Tide Evo is a first-of-its-kind technology where tens of thousands of minuscule fibers are spun together to form a 6 times powerful layer packed with scrubbers, brighteners, pre-treaters, and fresheners. And that's going to deliver a breakthrough clean that's so powerful, it feels like magic.
Yeah, it is kind of like magic. Tide Evo is revolutionary. A 100% concentrated, waterless laundry tile that's made of compressed microfiber soap layers rather than liquid or powder. And it's not like pods or sheets because it uses 6 layers of detergent fibers to deliver superior cold water cleaning without plastic packaging of any kind. And it provides a mess-free, lightweight solution that dissolves lickety-split. So whenever you run into a laundry challenge, turn to Tide Evo. It's revolutionary, it's magic. Try new Tide Evo. Real laundry magic.
Hey everybody, we want to talk to you about The Big Bang Theory. That's a show that became one of the most defining sitcom of its era and really built a fan base around its memorable characters and unique group dynamic.
That's right, which is why we think you'll enjoy the official Big Bang Theory podcast. It's back, covering seasons 3 and 4 of the show. Host Jessica Radloff sits down with crew and cast members like Kunal Nair, who plays Raj, Mayim Bialik, who plays Amy, and Kevin Sussman, who plays Stuart.
That's right. You're going to learn all about the Easter eggs you may have missed, behind-the-scenes stories, and how certain real-life relationships shaped some of the most memorable storylines.
Yeah, there's cast reflections years after the series aired and expanded content around famous episodes and storylines. It is exactly what you're looking for if you're a fan of The Big Bang Theory. The season is on video, so watch the official Big Bang Theory podcast on HBO Max, or listen wherever you get your podcasts, and stream episodes of The Big Bang Theory on HBO Max. You might know Michelin for its tires, or maybe even its stars, but there's so much more to the story. Michelin isn't just a tire company, it's an innovation company. From connected mobility solutions to high-tech materials, innovation fuels everything Michelin does.
That's right, and in 2025, Michelin was recognized as a most innovative company in automotive by Fast Company. It's all part of a big picture vision Michelin calls Michelin in Motion, putting a vision of innovation at the heart of everything it does.
Yeah, and get this, Michelin's going way beyond tires. Michelin isn't just making better tires, they're helping build a better future. Why this innovation matters? Well, Michelin is taking on one of the toughest mobility challenges out there, space. Michelin is developing an airless wheel for lunar exploration.
Wow.
The Michelin Lunar Airless Wheel was named Concept of the Year, recognizing Michelin's technological expertise in the most extreme environments at the 2026 Tire Technology Expo.
That's right, and you can learn more at www.michelinman.com/y-Michelin/innovation. All right, so he's got his Slinky. He's got the prototype. He gets a $500 loan to start from a friend to start James Spring and Wire Company, LLC.
Yeah.
Pretty good name.
Yeah, well, and he got the $500 apparently pretty easy from the friend by just showing him the Slinky.
Yeah, and he was like, well, how much do you need?
I didn't look up how much $500 is, but in 1945, but we can guess that it's
About 40 million?
no.
No?
No, because I think it was about, let's see. It was about, I think, $6,500 probably roughly today.
Okay.
Which, I mean, that's substantial to give a friend.
Oh, yeah. Heck
You
yeah.
know?
And it was enough to get things going. I think he really, he had the prototype. He just needed an official company banner, basically.
Right.
So he has his machine shop, and he has his prototype, and he gets a bunch of wire, and he makes a bunch of Slinkies.
Well, he goes to his local machine shop first.
Right. So he's at his local machine shop, and he makes 400 Slinkies. They were 2.5 inches tall, contained 80 feet of wire, which that's pretty impressive. I didn't know it was nearly that much.
Yeah.
But it makes sense, I guess, because I think every kid's tried to uncoil theirs fully, you know?
Yeah, and apparently Slinky starts out as like normal round wire, but
Yeah.
then they smush it to make it flat.
Yeah, because it's got to be flat to perform and sit on itself.
Yeah, I
correctly.
didn't realize though
Yeah.
that it. I mean, yeah, it makes sense, but I didn't realize it started out as like a round, like diameter type wire.
Yeah.
But what kind of metal did he start out at? With?
Swedish steel.
High grade blue black Swedish steel.
Guess that was the wire of the day.
Yeah.
And it was in 98 coils, and at first they just wrapped it in parchment paper. Later on, I think they packaged it in just a box like it's in today.
Right.
Actually, today I think it's in that awful plastic stuff that you can't open.
Oh, is it now?
Well, they have a throwback you can get that's
In the box?
Yeah, that
That's
is
good.
still like modeled after the original box, which
Yeah.
is kind of neat.
Yeah.
So I don't see why you wouldn't get that one personally.
So with the original metal Slinky,
Yeah.
and the whole history from the time he walked into that metal shop the first time, once he had the prototype figured out, throughout till today, there was only one design change in the whole time, and that was to crimp the ends after it was produced to keep it from tangling as easy, and for safety, so it didn't like cut some kid's eye out.
Right. So after a bunch of kids' eyes were cut out, they crimped the ends.
I don't know if they had foresight or if it was in response to eyes being gouged out, but
That's crazy.
that
So
was
the original
only
design.
one.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, still today, I went on Amazon to double check, and the Slinky is still 2.5 inches tall.
Wow.
It didn't say how many coils it was because they didn't get that descriptive, but it's the same thing as it was back in 1945.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't have like the Mega X Stream
Right.
Slinky.
That like
It's
is
4
powered by
inches.
Mountain Dew or something like that, you know?
They probably do have that actually. We should check it.
The Extreme Slinky.
I love that though. The original Slinky is still like it's exact same.
Yeah, the original metal ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Why change something that's perfect, right?
Right, and so the Jameses knew that this thing was perfect, had a great name, worked really well.
Yeah,
The neighborhood kids loved it.
sure.
So of course this thing's going to become like a hit right out of the gate, right?
Nope.
No?
You're being coy, my friend. He took it to toy stores, and there was one storekeeper who said, "This is the atomic age. Kids want big, bright, fancy things with lots of colors and lights. We couldn't give this thing away if it played God Bless America and picked up the Daily Double as it walked down the steps." That's very cynical.
It is very cynical. He used exclamation points and stuff.
But Rick James was like, "I'm Rick James."
and you don't tell me what to do with my toys.
No. And he got in touch with Gimbals, who is very famous as the Macy's competitor from Miracle on 34th Street. It's the only reason most of us have ever heard of Gimbals.
Yeah.
And Gimbals in Philadelphia apparently said, you know what? I like you. I like the way you smell. I'm going to put your toys in our Christmas display, and we'll just see where it goes from there.
Yeah, he was local at that, living outside of Philly, right? I wonder if that had something
They
to do
eventually
with it.
moved outside of Philly, but I'm not sure exactly where they were at this point. It would make sense.
Yeah.
Although it's entirely possible he was hustling hard enough that he was just hitting department stores all over
That's
the
true.
Northeast.
Well, and Delaware's not too far anyway, so.
Yeah, they may have still been in Delaware. But they did talk the Philadelphia Gimbals into putting this on their Christmas display. So, in Christmas 1945, November 1945, the Slinky debuts to the public, and it immediately takes off like a rocket, right?
Nope.
Again?
That was double coy. No, it for weeks just sat there because, of course, it's just this thing that kids had never seen before, this spring and parchment paper sitting between, like, really awesome toys.
Yeah, it's just like it's nothing but potential energy at that point.
Yeah.
There's like a spring sitting between those atomic age toys that one shopkeeper was using exclamation points about, right?
Yeah, I mean, if there was ever a toy that needed a demonstration to delight and amaze, it was the Slinky.
So, very frustrated with this, Richard James apparently said to his wife, like, I'm going down to Gimbals and I'm going to deal with this head on.
Yeah.
And he said, meet me there in like 90 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
So he went down there, took a couple Slinkies out of their parchment paper, and started,
Look, you dummies.
yeah, you stupid kids, keep your hair away, but check this out. And he started playing with them. And apparently, by the time Betty got down there, 90 minutes later, he had sold all 400 Slinkies. And there was apparently a line around the block asking for more.
Yeah, that sounds like such a trumped-up story, but, you know.
I love it, though.
It's like within 90 minutes.
It's great.
The world was Slinky crazy.
Yeah. The Santa from Miracle on 34th Street comes through and does like a little twirl and goes out of frame again.
But he did sell those 400 units that day, supposedly, and by Christmas, they had sold 20,000. So it really did take off super fast.
Yeah.
Once kids understood what the heck it was.
And that's a significant amount of money, Chuck. I used West Egg this time.
Oh, yeah?
At $1, they sold them for $1 a piece.
Yeah.
So he sold 400 units and 20,000 by the end of Christmas. That translates to like $13 in today's money.
Oh, wow.
So imagine being a parent today and being like, you want me to pay $13 for a spring?
Yeah.
Are you crazy? But they still managed to capture the public imagination just right.
Yeah.
And the thing just spread like wildfire, not just in Christmas of 1945. By Christmas of 1947, there was a New York Times article in like the fashion section talking about how the must-have adornment of the year was a Slinky dipped in gold with glitter.
It sounds like something Edward Bernays might have cooked up.
Right, yeah, I think so.
I think that another cool thing is they remained $1 for a lot of their life.
All right.
And it said in this article here that in the mid-'90s they were only $1.89. Now they're like $4 or $5, it looks like.
I saw, again, on Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon.com, Amazon. It was like $2.29. It was the lowest I saw.
Hey, that's a good deal for a Slinky.
But even still, yeah, if you want a great deal on anything, go to Amazon.com.
I saw others at other nameless online toy store retailers. And they
Is that what we're supposed to do?
$4 or $5. No, Amazon.
I could see that, though, $4 or $5. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But the point is for a very long time,
Still pretty cheap.
yeah, it stayed the same even as the cost of living increased, so its relative price went down tremendously, and they did that on purpose.
Well, and that was, yeah, exactly. That was one of the things that, as we'll see here shortly, Betty's, one of her favorite things, that kids could have a cheap toy.
Yeah.
And she wanted even poor kids to be able to buy something.
Right.
And here's my spring.
Here's a Slinky.
Just give me $1.
So the Jameses, and by this time they were in pretty much partnership, from what I understand. At the very least, Betty was playing some sort of supporting role, at least as an advisor, possibly.
Sure.
But again, they had like 6 kids, and she was raising them. So it was really mostly Richard running the company. But they took the Slinky to the toy fair, the American Toy Fair, in New York, which is the same one that Barbie debuted at in the 50s, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Barbie registered trademark. And they took Slinky there in 1947. And they did it all themselves. They pitched the thing.
Yeah.
And they had people from toy stores and department stores from around the country just signing up. And Slinky was huge. Apparently, they made the equivalent of $1 billion in the first 2 years.
Yeah, he sold more than 100 million in the first 2 years of production. That's crazy, 100 million?
100 million.
And this is the population of, the mid-40s.
Right, yeah.
It's not like, nowadays that would be a little more believable, I think so.
Well, no, think about it. I wish I would have thought of that. Like, there probably weren't too terribly much more than 100 million people in the U.S. at the time. So that's like a Slinky for every person in the U.S.
A Slinky in every pot.
Right.
So things were going so well, he realized that my machine shop here in
Delaware
or suburban Pennsylvania, whichever it was, is not up to snuff, and I need to set up my own shop. So he did that in Albany, New York, and was like, I'm an inventor. I'm just going to make my own machine that can make our own Slinkies at a rate of 5 seconds a pop.
Yeah, the old machine shop was making them in a couple of minutes per Slinky.
Which was fast for back then, I think.
But yeah, so Richard James said, I'm going to make my own machine. That's really cool.
Absolutely.
I think it's pretty neat. And
Oh, yeah.
not only did he make his own machine, he made a machine that can do one in 5 seconds, like you said. So it took the round wire, smushed it,
Yep.
and then coiled it.
Yeah, in
and
5
then
seconds.
Crimped the ends, I guess.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then bam, you got a Slinky. You got $1 in your pocket right there.
This is when it came in the black box, and they ditched the parchment. And it was labeled Slinky: the famous walking spring toy, and it was gangbusters.
Man, it was. Again, they sold 100 million in the first 2 years.
Yeah.
To put that in perspective, I did find out how many people there were in America in 1947. There was 144 million people in the U.S.
And he sold 100 million Slinkies.
So for every 1.4 people, there was one of them had a Slinky.
So that means adults were buying Slinkies too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the 1950s, they started to do what all great inventors do. They started to expand the line a bit.
Yeah.
They came up with... courtesy of a woman named Helen Malsed, came up with the Slinky dog and the Slinky train because she was a fan that they would like solicit ideas, and she wrote them in and said, hey, I think it would be pretty neat if you made like a dog that walked, but the middle of him was a Slinky.
Right.
And
so like the rear end would catch up to the front. Yeah.
Like in Toy Story.
Exactly.
Which they got some nice kickback money on that.
There was also the, So, and they didn't steal people's ideas either.
No, I was waiting for that to read that. When I was reading this, I was all nervous.
Right.
That like
Malsed died bitter and penniless in New York.
No, she actually ended up creating 26 toys and games in her career.
Wow.
The Slinky Dog and Slinky Train were her biggest successes, but they basically paid her $65,000 a year for 17 years on that royalty.
That's awesome.
Which is a ton of money.
Yeah.
So. Hats off to you, Helen Malsed.
Did you get the idea of whether she was already a toy inventor, or that this kind of gave her the boost she needed to become a toy inventor for a career?
I think she was. I read her New York Times obit, and they talked about some other games that she had tried to create.
Gotcha.
I don't think she had like burst onto the scene though or anything.
Yeah.
But
that's a pretty comfortable living back then.
Oh heck yeah. So they also had this Susie the Slinky Worm. And Slinky Crazy Eyes.
Yeah, you know those.
I remember those.
Yeah. Those glasses that have like the Slinkies attached to the big bloodshot eyeballs.
Yeah.
Those are Slinky brand.
Hysterical.
And it turns out that it wasn't just toys. This Slinky patent that Richard James originally got back in the 40s was also licensed out for other stuff. Like it was used in antennas. It ended up being used on battleships or other kinds of ships as a stabilizing thing like he was originally after.
Yeah.
Gutter protectors.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Light fixtures.
Makes total sense.
So they also made a ton of cash sub-licensing this whole, the Slinky patent out for other uses besides just the toys and the Slinky Hippo and all that stuff.
Yeah, and they gave soldiers in Vietnam Slinkies. Didn't license it, like just straight up gave them Slinkies to use in the field as antennas. So they would throw the Slinky like over a tree branch and then pull it down and connect it to their radio to boost their antenna signal.
That is pretty smart.
Pretty neat.
You know, it's being used today in space.
Oh, really?
They're using the same, I think the same patent originally to deploy solar sails in space.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty cool.
I wonder if they're licensing the actual...
NASA was using the Slinky name all over the article I was reading.
Oh, well, then they're paying.
And there's another one, too. There's a paper Slinky that it's coated with a metal on one side. Mm-hmm. And so when you make it go springy to non-springy, I think is the physics terms that I'm searching for.
Sure.
It creates static electricity, and it creates enough that can be captured and used to generate power.
No way.
Yeah. And it's people at Georgia Tech who are doing it.
Well, that makes sense.
It does.
All right, so where are we? He has sold 100 million of these. He's expanding the line. And right after this break, we are going to talk about a very interesting turn in this story that has to do with, well, you'll see. Hey everybody, I want to talk to you a little bit about Tide Evo because it represents over 10 years of innovation and product development. Tide Evo is a first-of-its-kind technology where tens of thousands of minuscule fibers are spun together to form a 6 times powerful layer packed with scrubbers, brighteners, pre-treaters, and fresheners. And that's going to deliver a breakthrough clean that's so powerful it feels like magic.
Yeah, it is kind of like magic. Tide Evo is revolutionary. A 100% concentrated, waterless laundry tile that's made of compressed microfiber soap layers rather than liquid or powder. And it's not like pods or sheets because it uses 6 layers of detergent fibers to deliver superior cold water cleaning without plastic packaging of any kind. And it provides a mess-free, lightweight solution that dissolves lickety-split. So whenever you run into a laundry challenge, turn to Tide Evo. It's revolutionary. It's magic. Try new Tide Evo. Real laundry magic.
Hey everybody, we want to talk to you about The Big Bang Theory. That's a show that became one of the most defining sitcom of its era and really built a fan base around its memorable characters and unique group dynamic.
That's right, which is why we think you'll enjoy the official Big Bang Theory podcast. It's back, covering seasons 3 and 4 of the show. Host Jessica Radloff sits down with crew and cast members like Kunal Nair, who plays Raj, Mayim Bialik, who plays Amy, and Kevin Sussman, who plays Stuart.
That's right. You're going to learn all about the Easter eggs you may have missed, behind-the-scenes stories, and how certain real-life relationships shaped some of the most memorable storylines.
Yeah, there's cast reflections years after the series aired and expanded content around famous episodes and storylines. It is exactly what you're looking for if you're a fan of The Big Bang Theory. The season is on video, so watch the official Big Bang Theory podcast on HBO Max, or listen wherever you get your podcasts, and stream episodes of The Big Bang Theory on HBO Max. You might know Michelin for its tires, or maybe even its stars, but there's so much more to the story. Michelin isn't just a tire company, it's an innovation company. From connected mobility solutions to high-tech materials, innovation fuels everything Michelin does.
That's right, and in 2025, Michelin was recognized as a most innovative company in automotive by Fast Company. It's all part of a big-picture vision Michelin calls Michelin in Motion, putting a vision of innovation at the heart of everything it does.
Yeah, and get this, Michelin's going way beyond tires. Michelin isn't just making better tires, they're helping build a better future. Why this innovation matters? Well, Michelin is taking on one of the toughest mobility challenges out there, space. Michelin is developing an airless wheel for lunar exploration.
Wow.
The Michelin Lunar Airless Wheel was named Concept of the Year, recognizing Michelin's technological expertise in the most extreme environments at the 2026 Tire Technology Expo.
That's right, and you can learn more at www.michelinman.com/y-michelin/innovation.
So we're back, Chuck. Slinky's doing well. It's the 50s. There's a ton of different Slinky stuff. Slinky eyeballs. Everybody's freaking out their teachers.
Yeah.
And things are going great for the Jameses, right?
I think teachers' desk drawers are loaded with Slinky products at this
and shattering
point.
teeth.
And rotten apples. I wonder where that came from.
Giving the teacher an apple?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'll bet somebody out there will let us know.
Oh, yeah. All right, so it's the mid-1950s. They are loaded at this point.
Loaded.
Making tons of money. At this point, they had moved to a wealthy suburb of Philadelphia with a 31-bedroom estate on 12 acres. Rich, super rich people.
Yes.
Good for them.
They're in Bryn Mawr, which is like the wealthiest of the Philadelphia suburbs.
I bet it still is.
Bryn Mawr.
It doesn't sound like a place that's gone down the tubes.
No.
You know?
No.
So,
what is that, Welsh?
Bryn...
Looks pretty Welsh.
Bryn.
Mawr.
It's definitely something UK.
I'm going to say Welsh.
All right. So Betty, things were going well with the business, but within the family, things weren't so great because Betty found out that Rick James was stepping out.
Mm-hmm.
He was a super freak, and he was fooling around on her quite a bit from the sounds of it.
Right. And she was like, okay, let's see. Am I going to ditch this zero and go find a hero? Or what am I going to do? And she said, well, I have 6 kids, and I'm going to stick with this dude for the benefit of the kids. And she did. But apparently things were never the same after that.
I'm sure.
And as a result, Richard James started going to church a lot more.
Yeah.
And it really got to him.
Yeah.
It really spoke to him a lot, going to church. And became something of I guess I took it, although it didn't say, he became something of a born again.
Yeah, that's exactly what he became.
Yeah, but he started out, obviously, as a Catholic because he used to go to confession all the time, which seems like, oh, okay, well, that guy felt really bad about things and he wanted to get stuff off of his chest. Not so, says Betty, his ex-wife.
Yeah.
Betty said that he liked the attention that he would get from confessing in confession.
Yeah, like he was sort of a hot shot, and I think he liked to just be revered, maybe. I don't know.
Or just for people to listen to him, or who knows? That's a weird thing. That's a weird little thing to do, is go to confession to get attention.
I thought it was very strange.
So as he's going to confession, as he's going to church more and more and more, he's
he kind of ditched his family.
He's he's still at home and he's living with his family. He's becoming isolated, not just from society at large. He's becoming pretty isolated from his family as well.
Yeah.
I got the impression that they didn't go down the church path quite the same degree he did.
Right.
And so that was causing him to feel more and more isolated, causing him to withdraw more and more. And there was, at some point, a moment where he revealed that they didn't have much money anymore.
Not only that, they were in debt.
To like 7-figure debt.
Yeah.
About $1 million in debt.
Yeah, because he started funneling all their millions to dogmatic evangelical religious groups, donating all their money.
Not only donating,
and then some.
Yeah, exactly. He was like not paying creditors for the LLC that owned Slinky. He was diverting that revenue from the business to religious groups that he was a member of.
Yeah, and this article said straight up, like, if you bought a Slinky before 1960, your money went exactly there.
Right. So it was kind of a big deal. This is a big revelation that was, started in the mid-50s, and really things just got weird in the James family from the mid-50s till 1960.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden in 1960, Richard James said, have you guys ever heard of Bolivia? No? Well, that's too bad because I just bought a one-way ticket there and I'm going now. Don't ask me why. I'm just going to join a religious group in the wilds of Bolivia.
Yeah, and I've seen it characterized as a cult. That is not quite the deal. They were called the Wycliffe Bible Translators, and they're still around, but it was basically their mission is to translate the Bible into as many languages and get it into as many hands around the world as possible. And he felt that call and straight up left his family, said, smell you later, and never got back in touch with him again.
No, so
as far as I could tell.
That was February of 1960, and I think it was Betty who called it a cult, an evangelical Christian cult.
Yeah, which, she was upset.
Sure.
And she read up about him and said, this seems really weird to me.
Right.
But, it wasn't quite a cult, but I get it. She was scorned.
So that was February 1960 that Richard leaves for Bolivia. And before he left, he sat Betty down and said, as you know, we're $1 million in debt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaving. You have a choice here. We can either liquidate the company or you can take over. Your choice. I really don't care. I'm going to Bolivia, and I'm probably never coming back.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that she got that opportunity to decide at least what to do with her future.
Yeah.
Like, I was glad to know that it was within her power. You know?
Right. It took me a couple of times of reading this before I finally caught on to that. At first, I thought he just left and she slid into that position. But yeah, he gave her the choice. Like, you can liquidate. You're raising 6 kids.
Right.
You'll probably make some money off of it after the creditors are paid off. So do you want to do that? She said, you know what? No, I'm going to try taking over the company.
I'm going all in on Slinky.
So she took over this company, Chuck, that was in really dire straits.
Yeah, I don't think we even mentioned that Slinkies had started to wane in popularity.
Right.
So not only were they in debt, but toward the end of the 1950s, everyone had, like, the Slinky craze had sort of passed.
Yeah, so we said that it sold 100 million units in its first 2 years. Since 1947, no,
they sold
1945, they've sold 300 million total.
Oh, wow.
So a full 1/3 of all the Slinkies sold were sold in the first 2 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, it star-crested and then started to fall.
Yeah.
And so this lady took over a company that was saddled with debt.
Yep.
Its star product was not so much of a star any longer. And
She had 6 kids.
she had 6 kids.
Yeah.
And she decided, rather than to liquidate the company, to say, no, I'm going to see what I can do with this. I'm going to try to bring it back. And she did.
Yeah, I mean, reading this, she's truly one of, like, the great women in American history, I think.
She's definitely the hero of this story, too.
And revered by toy enthusiasts, but I don't think a lot of people even know her name, you know?
Nope. It's Betty James, everybody.
James. So her first plan was, I have all these creditors, at least let me try and get this deferred for now. And was somehow able to talk him into deferring some of these payments.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
And then in 1962, she hired 3 dudes from Columbia, South Carolina. Johnny McCullough and Homer Fesperman wrote the music, and Charles Weagley wrote the lyrics to what would later become the longest-running, dare I say, most successful commercial jingle of all time.
Yes, I would say it's possibly the most well-known, at least.
So let's play a little bit of that right now. Everyone's heard it, and here it is.
Who walks the stair without a care and makes the happiest sound? Bounce up and down just like a clown. Everyone knows it's Slinky, the best present yet to give or get, the favorite all over town.
So, I mean, that surely sounds familiar. Apparently, there was a 1990 survey that was conducted that found that 89.8% of Americans either know what a Slinky is or are familiar with that jingle. So that's definitely, it's got to be the most successful jingle of all time. Like, what else is there? I can't think of anything else to put up against it.
Have a coconut smile.
Whatever. I don't even know how that goes.
No, I think that was just a slogan. That wasn't a song.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're totally right. And you and I, of course, all day have been singing, it's log, it's log.
Yeah. And I was like, sure, that was obviously based on the Slinky jingle. And I went back and listened to it. I was like, no, it is the Slinky jingle. They just replaced
that was the joke.
the lyrics. Well, I didn't get the joke.
Well, Ren and Stimpy fans obviously know what I just did. But if you were like, I don't get it, what does log have to do with anything?
Just look up log, I guess log jingle maybe?
Yeah. So this was a huge hit, and it's funny, I was looking on the internet to see if I could find anything on these guys that wrote this thing, and Homer Fesperman has a Facebook page. It's got to be him.
Wow, yeah.
I just clicked on it, and the first thing I saw was South Carolina Gamecocks.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's making video scrapbooks for people.
Well,
his Facebook page was wide open, and I wanted to get in touch and say, "Are you
the Homer Fesperman?"
Yeah, like maybe we could just get a little quick interview or something, but I didn't.
No.
So look him up, Homer Fesperman.
He's on the internet.
Yeah, everybody friend him. He'll be like, "What is going on?"
I've been spammed by the friendliest people on Facebook.
Who are fans?
Yeah,
most of them.
So Betty's got this jingle out there. This was a master stroke.
Oh, yeah.
She also did some the advertising. She really put a lot of money into advertising, but apparently I get the impression that she had she cut some good deals. That it wasn't she wasn't hemorrhaging money on advertising. It was all very smart.
Yeah.
And Slinky's star started to rise once again.
Well, she moved the facility closer to Philadelphia too. I think it saved some money and allowed her to be with her kids more.
Yeah.
Although she did, she had a caretaker, so the kids, I think they said like Sunday through Thursday, they had a lot of attention from nannies and things.
Right.
But I get the idea. She was a good mom. She was trying to do right by her family,
Right. And not only her family, this article on Pricenomics points out that she was also helping out the families of, I think, the 120-person team that she put together.
Yeah.
And it says they were close-knit, which definitely kind of jibes with the impression that I've gotten of her.
Totally.
So she's got this jingle down. Slinky's starting to come back a little bit. And also, I think the tack that she's taking is it's an inexpensive toy that everybody can enjoy.
Right.
But it's still, I don't know if all of it would have been quite so possible had a bit of serendipity not happened in the mid-1970s. Plastic.
Was that the thing?
Yeah, there was a dude in Minnesota who was a plastic worker who figured out basically a way to make a plastic Slinky and went directly to Betty James and her company and said, "What do you think about this?" She said, "You know what? I don't steal ideas. I pay for them. And how much do you want me to make the check out for?"
Yeah, his name was Donald James Room, and he was of Master Mark Plastics, and he was trying to make a garden hose that coiled like they have now, like a plastic garden hose that self-coiled. And he failed, and his kids apparently were like, "That looks like a Slinky." And he was like, "Oh, well, let me send it to the
He's like, "Shut up,
Slinky."
you stupid kids. I'm trying to concentrate."
I'm trying to make a garden hose. So, like you said, they made a great deal, and he ended up with tons of money too.
Yeah.
And it made Slinky super popular again.
And it became the Slinky Rainbow, the Rainbow Slinky.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, not just original Slinky, now you had this, what they call a less tangle-prone alternative to Slinky.
Yeah.
Which is pretty bold because you're saying your original product is tangle-prone.
Yeah.
Still worked. I think maybe they just knew that everybody knew that the Slinky is tangle-prone. And now they had a couple of products again that were really saleable. And the Slinky star rose once more.
Yeah, and like I said, the Toy Story, they did make a great deal with, I guess it was Pixar.
Yeah.
And sold a ton more Slinkies when Toy Story came out because of the dog.
Right, exactly.
And in 1974, Betty received news that her husband, Rick James, had passed away.
Who he cut ties within a few months of going to Bolivia. Like she hadn't heard anything from him.
That's just unbelievable. But she was doing fine, so she was probably like, "Thanks for letting me know. Who cares?"
Yeah.
I'm sure it might have been a little sad.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that. But she then sold to Poof Products in 1998 for what she called a, quote, a boatload of money. And good for her.
Yeah, and she lived on for another 10 years to the ripe old age of 90. And I think before then she was recognized by the Toy Industry Association's Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So I think Slinky was inducted in 2000. So she would have been alive for that.
Pretty neat.
Yeah. So that's Slinky.
Yeah. You know what? The only other thing I had was you can make the Star Wars blaster sound with a Slinky.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You can do it with the microphone, or you put a cup, like a paper cup, in the end of the Slinky, and you hold that in the air just at like the height of your head, and the rest of the Slinky falls to the ground, and then you just start. Basically, there are all kinds of noises you can make, but if you want to make that sound, you can pick up the bottom off the floor and then just let it drop on the floor and catch it real quick, and it does that.
Nice.
Makes a neat sound.
That's a Chuck tip right there.
Yeah, you can go to YouTube and look up Star Wars Slinky sound, and there's a couple of dudes, of course, that'll show you just how to do it.
Well, that's one of the reasons, too, why Betty James chose the word Slinky, is not only because it was sleek and attractive, but also she thought that was a good description of what the sound it made as it went downstairs.
Yeah. That was before the Star Wars blaster, or she would have called it the blaster.
And there's one last thing about Slinky physics that are pretty amazing.
Let's hear it.
So if you dangle a Slinky out to where it's completely stretched out as much as it's going to without putting any pressure on it, just letting the force of gravity stretch out the Slinky until
Just
it reaches
like
equilibrium.
Out a window, let's say.
Okay. But without this bottom touching the ground.
Out a 4th-story window.
Awesome. And you actually, if it was like 80-something feet, it'd have to be higher than that because the Slinky would go right down to the ground, man.
Well, I mean, you have to weight the bottom of it.
Okay, so let's say 4 stories.
Okay.
You're right then. And if you you're holding it steady, it's not moving, and then you release the top will start to fall. But if you pay close attention, the bottom stays where it is.
What?
Slinkies actually have this amazing property of managing to levitate momentarily when the top is released. And some very smart scientists studied this, and they measured it, and they found, yes, indeed, the top is moving and the bottom is remaining. It's floating in midair. And they figured out that the reason why is because the tension is still acting against the force of gravity, which has reached equilibrium on the lower part of the coil. And basically the information that that tension is released and gravity is about to win hasn't reached that bottom part yet. Each coil stacks upon the next one and the next one and the next one. So as it's happening up top, down below, it's all hunky-dory still.
It's like you're still holding on to me, as far as I know.
It's literally floating in midair.
Wow.
It's ceaselessly amazing, basically, the Slinky, yes.
Well, those are 2 pretty boss Slinky tricks.
Yep.
And what a great way to finish, I think.
So if you want to know more about Slinkies, you can go to the podcast page on stuffyoushouldknow.com and check out our Slinky episode, and there should be links to this Pricenomics article and the YouTube Slinky Master, all that jam. Just go check that out. And I didn't say search bar, but you can imagine that I would have under normal circumstances, which means it's time for listener mail.
I'm going to call this Sage from Portland. Remember Sage?
Yeah.
We do a little Q&A at the end of these live shows and where people can get up and ask us questions. And Sage's was great, so I told her to send it in. Hey, guys, just got back from your live show in Portland. And Chuck said to write in to my amazing fact. I was super nervous to go up there. Well, Sage, you did great, by the way. My fact is that you can actually tell how old a humpback whale is by looking at their earwax because it forms rings like a tree.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Humpback whales migrate from Alaska to Hawaii each year for mating. And the temperature shift of the ocean water causes the rings to form. Researchers will examine the earwax of deceased whales that were beached to find out their age and a lot of other facts about them. Gross and fascinating, just like the actual Earwax podcast, guys. I found out this while snorkeling on a cruise in Hawaii last week for spring break. Thanks for everything, and thanks for the live show especially. It was totally awesome with 4 exclamation points.
Ooh, 4.
That's a pretty good rating.
Man alive.
I had so much fun, and I think I got my mom hooked on your show, too.
Oh, cool.
So thanks to Sage and her mom for bringing her, and it was good to meet you. You did a great job. You didn't seem nervous at all.
No, totally large and in charge like you do audience QA stuff every night.
That's right.
Thanks to everybody in Portland. You guys, I think, Chuck, every single person that we met before and after said, welcome to Portland. Like,
Nice
we were literally
people.
welcomed by every single person.
Yeah.
It was really neat.
They're proud of their city, as they should be.
Yes. So if you want to get in touch with us about anything to do with whales or Slinkies or live shows or any of that jazz, you can tweet to us at SYSK Podcast. You can join us on Facebook.com/StuffYouShouldKnow. You can send us an email to StuffPodcast@HowStuffWorks.com. And as always, join us at our luxurious home on the web, StuffYouShouldKnow.com.
Stuff You Should Know is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.
Hey, quick question for the parents listening right now. When's the last time your kid asked for something and you actually felt good saying yes? Because lately, a lot of families have been hearing the same thing. Can I have Lingo Kids, please?
And here's the thing. Lingo Kids is the #1 entertainment platform for young kids with more than 4,000 interactive games, songs, and shows. Astronauts, Wild animals, superheroes, dinosaurs. It's literally everything kids love all in one place.
So when they ask for it, you can actually feel good saying yes. Download Lingo Kids for free and start exploring today, or unlock even more amazing content with Lingo Kids Plus. And if you go with the yearly plan, you can save up to 60%. Just search Lingo Kids in the App Store or Google Play. Lingo Kids, everything kids love. You know, you could be adored by everyone and still completely ignored by your cat. Trust me, I know. But if you feed your cat Sheba, you can go from being ignored to truly adored in 12 days, guaranteed, or your money back. Sheba has a full menu of products, appetizers, entrees, treats, even a kitten's menu. It's so cute. So Sheba has a product for even the pickiest eater. Like Sheba Puree, it's made with bone broth, their chef-inspired flavors. It's got a smooth and creamy texture that cats love and contains no corn, wheat, soy, or artificial flavors. It's food that your cat's gonna love. To learn more, check out Sheba.com. That's SHEBA.com.
Stuff at Sea is a 5-night, adults-only sailing trip that brings the Stuff podcast universe to life on board. This voyage is a culture-soaked escape where pink sand paradise meets curious minds. Sailing round trip from New York City to Bermuda on October 2nd to 7th, 2026, this voyage drops you straight into the iHeart Podcast Stuff universe. On top of the adults-only experience you already love, you'll get live podcast episode recordings, behind-the-scenes sessions, themed activations, and more unmissable onboard moments. Learn more at virginvoyages.com/stuff.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.